going to be a petty story, but it's funny. It's funny to me because I get to laugh at those quote unquote intellectual liberals who went to bat for Kamala Harris. And I've had him on my show before, Jamal Green. He's an entrepreneur, activist, and also ran as a twice mayoral campaign for the city of Chicago. And I got to tell you, Roland Smith or Roland Martin. Oops, I got that wrong. Roland Martin. Roland Martin. He got paid, got that cash money to go to bat for Kamala. And Jamal Green actually confronted him. And I got to say, Jamal, keep on raising that intensity. In the off chance you're watching this, Jamal Green, you keep on hitting those home run homers. You keep on knocking. You keep on punching. Punch him. Slap him. Kick him. Choke him. Throw him to the ground. Don't you stop. And I mean it. And before anyone says, kid, you can't encourage violence. This isn't right. These verbal smackdowns are delicious and nutritious and delicious. And because the whole world is filled with bleak stories, let's laugh at these latte drinking liberals, these vote blue no matter who people thought that Kamala Harris, the lowest approved vice president in U.S. history, had a chance, a snowflake's chance in Vulcan's Forge. So everybody, this is one of those things where it's okay to laugh at a liberal, because it's always okay to laugh at a liberal. Shout out to Jamal Green. I am not going to interrupt him because this is a verbal smackdown. Enjoy.
I'm sorry. Some of y'all not going to like this video, but I got to tell y'all the truth. The reason why black people will continue suffering in this country is because we allow black gatekeepers to act like they represent us, and they don't move forward an agenda that actually represents us. You got to understand that these folks that they paying, Oprah, Al Sharpton, Roland Martin, Jesse Jackson, they do not represent the communities of today, and they must move aside. We can step back. We can respect their work. We can pay homage. We can do all that. But there's no reason why black folks, while we're in a state of emergency, we have the lowest amount of wealth in this country, the lowest amount of homeowners in this country, the most illiterate children on the data sheet, the dying at number one in mostly all of the chronic diseases in this country. We are at war, and we don't have time to keep on allowing these black gatekeepers who won't pass the torch, the black gatekeepers who act like they represent us and don't move forward a real agenda for us because they don't even know what we need. They don't come in our communities. They don't work in our communities. We need real people that are on the ground that actually get the support. Support the young business owners, the young activists, the young politicians, the young media people who actually can connect with the people of today. If we don't pass the damn torch and get rid of these old guard gatekeepers, and I'm not saying to be disrespectful, I'm just letting you know that their time has come to an end and we must have change.
I agree. I really agree. Woo! Bam-o! Home run homer. Chicago White Sox win the World Series, even though they did terrible this year. But they win the World Series next year. There you go. That's what you call awesome, right? Now listen. We're not done here yet. Oh no. Because a lot of these heavyweights in the vote blue no matter who sphere, just remember, $1 billion for Kamala's campaign, $20 million in debt. All right? You talked all that big game. Hold on. Because remember, Jamal Green did confront Roland Martin, okay? Another video from Jamal Green. Jamal, keep punching, keep kicking, keep slapping, throw him to the ground.
Roly Poly is crashing out on social media because I called him out for getting paid by Kamala Harris. And what he's trying to use as his defense is he's trying to say that he was an advertiser for Kamala Harris. But let me tell y'all how this works. Advertisers advertise for everyone. That means they give equal time. That means they interview all candidates. That means that they allow candidates to run their ads, all candidates to run their ads on their station. That's not what Roland Martin did. Roland Martin took money to be a paid hit artist for Kamala Harris. He took money to promote Kamala Harris every day. You know why? Because in his interview with Kamala Harris, he was supposed to say, just to disclose to you guys, I got paid. But he did not, because he was paid to work for her and not us. That's why we don't get tangibles, because you have black gatekeepers who will take money from them to work for them and not make sure that we get what we're supposed to get. And that's why she lost.
What did he say was wrong? He didn't say anything wrong. Hey, look. Let's pull this up here. Because everyone's saying, how did Kamala, how did Kamala fail? Why? As you see all these liberals doing meltdowns on TikTok crying. You see these poor excuses of people saying, I'm going to excommunicate my family because I don't want to talk to them. Well, too bad. Listen, Kamala paid Oprah, good friend of P. Diddy. Oh, did I go there? I'm sorry. Hold on. To the liberals. Did that hurt? Did I verbally slap you in the mouth? I'm not sorry. You deserved it. The beatings will continue until morale improves. Okay, I got to stop being mean. I really do. I have to stop being mean. I have to because hold on. Jamal Green, good friend of the show, ain't done yet. Okay, look. Oprah, $2.5 million to do the interview. An interview where Kamala couldn't even answer a goddamn question. Like there's a few moments on Oprah's face where she's like, oh, the Oprah cannot save you. Al Sharpton, $500,000 for an outreach, a reach around. Oh, I shouldn't have gone there. And roly-poly Roland Martin himself rolled there out with $350,000 to be your media hitman. None of these people have influence with anyone but a few people over 65 years old. This is why the younger generations that you need to win won't show up for you. You don't produce any tangibles, and you hope these old hit artists can produce votes when they are only padding their pockets. Stop it. And again, look, the comments. Oh, listen, some of these comments are like verbal smackdowns, okay? Now, look, hold on, not done yet. Jamal Green. Hold on, let's go ahead and read what roly-poly Roland Martin said. Nah, fool. I went hard for Kamala. Oh, so hard he doesn't pull out. Because real Donald Trump is trash. Boogie, boogie, boogie. It's the orange boogeyman. But people like you, G-Soft Live, do nothing but make excuses for the orange man. And we first ran campaign ads in September 2023. So go to hell. All right, so yeah, on code. Here's the thing. He's responding on code. No wonder Roland Smith was going hard for Kamala. Shake my head. Dude took $350K bribe and sold all the way out. Roland Smith, what he did is he rolled over to the Democrats' camp and spread that eagle far and wide. Jamal Green went on to respond. Roland just proved my point, y'all. He explicitly saying he went hard for Kamala. That means you are not a journalist or a media company, and you were paid to amplify your attacks on Trump and promote Kamala. Just stand on it. You would not have ran ads for Trump or even interviewed him because you were Kamala's pet media. Oh, Roland is a roly-poly pet. He's a roly-poly pet. That means you're not holding her accountable or showing us both sides. You're a propaganda machine. Oh, man, that's rough. Now, hold on. Always follow the money, people. Follow the money. Follow the dollars. But before anything else here, folks, I just want to acknowledge something here real quick, okay? I just want to acknowledge something. Roland Martin might also be challenged mentally. Like mentally. In the brain. Okay? And Jamal Green, in the off chance you see this, look, he's responding not to the real Tulsi Gabbard. Okay? Now, this is a parody account. Now, I'm pretty sure you, my audience, know parody. Now, I'm not going to pull this out of Wikipedia. We're actually going to do this old school style. We're going to pull out a dictionary. Okay? Dictionary. Book. Right? Parody. We're going to learn together what the word means, right? Got to pull it up here, right? Because I could just type it up here. But I think it's time we start embracing books again. Make books great again, right? Parody. Definition. And nobody better say it like you don't learn anything from Hard Lens Media. Parody. All right. Noun. A satirical intimidation as a literary work. Okay. Parody. So in other words, you're just, it's satire. So I'm traveling today and really hope my pilots aren't DEI hires. Oh, and Roland Smith goes on to say, go to hell. Okay. So there you go. Like, look, first of all, you're responding to a parody account. Like, nobody's serious. And Roland Martin, I love you, but I'm going to give you my Logan Roy quote. I love you, but you are not a serious person. And then look, it's going to say, hey, this is a parody account you are replying to. So glad Jamal Green called you out. Exactly. Because now I want to pull out another video here too. It's a retweet from Jamal Green, but retweeting from Boyance Watkins. So let's go ahead and play this video, folks.
I remember when Tariq Nasheed called people like Roland Martin and Luther Campbell and others Democrat shills. And shills are like flunkies. They're paid hirelings. In this particular case, they're hirelings for the Democratic Party. So we all know the campaign, for the most part, campaign spending has to be made public. And so they have these FEC filings. And on this FEC filing right here, we see that Kamala Harris's campaign paid Roland Martin's company, New Vision Media, Inc., $350,000. So in this Fox News article, they talk about the payment that Roland Martin's company, New Visions, received from the Kamala Harris campaign. It says, New Vision Media is a media company ran by journalist Roland Martin. Martin spent roughly 30 minutes interviewing Harris on his streaming program in October. The former CNN contributor told The Times the payment was for advertising. It should have been a hell of a lot more, he said. According to the report, more should have been spent on Black-owned media. So Roland Martin is a political journalist. He reports on politics a lot. My issue is this right here. If you're being paid, don't you think you should announce that? Because when you don't announce it, it calls into question your integrity.
Let's see, and hold on, I have to pause it here. I have to put pause on that because we're assuming that a Democrat still has integrity. Democrats and liberals don't have integrity. It's an anathema to them. It's a foreign concept. It's unknown. It doesn't exist. It's not in their sphere of influence. Integrity is a word that is forbidden in the vote blue, no matter who sphere.
Because if you're being paid to report favorably on one candidate and unfavorably on another, then how can we trust what you're saying? And we damn sure can't expect you to be unbiased if you received a $350,000 payment. What really bugs me, though, is how Roland Martin goes out and attacks other Black people who speak out against Democratic candidates and Democratic policies, as if they can't have a mind of their own and disagree on a candidate or a particular piece of legislation. I fully understand that Kamala Harris lost and it's time to move on, but I will not fully move on until I expose all of these so-called kinfolk that y'all love to take advice from, until I expose how many millions of dollars they've been paid to go out and support the Democratic nominee. Let me say this in conclusion. I'm aware that Black media outlets, Black media companies need funding. They need support. But we got to be out here moving with integrity so that we can foster trust with the American people. We could easily use CNN and MSNBC as examples of why trust is so important.
Exactly. And see, the thing is, CNN and MSNBC, BSDNC as I call it, CBS, ABC, New York Times, Washington Post, all these corporate media outlets, Fox News too, it's a corporate media outlet. All these establishment media outlets need to be questioned and to be called out and to be criticized. And all the people that they have on their payroll, I mean, it's all propaganda. The same people who control the media, Wall Street, big banks, corporations, lobby groups, etc., 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 control the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. You have no representation, and we need to call out these people and say, oh, you got to vote for Team Blue. Oh, you got to vote for Team Red because this, and the other. They have no interest in serving the American people. So shout out to Jamal Green. He has to be unapologetic because, listen, Chicago, in my opinion, I think this city election will be very interesting. Not the most important, But it should be very interesting because of what happened on November 5th. 22% of the city's population that did choose to vote. And again, not a high turnout because Chicagoans don't turn out to vote because it's been beaten out of us thanks to the Democrat machine. 22% voted for Donald Trump. That's the highest it's ever been. But that's also a case in other cities, Democrat blue cities. That is a unknown concept. And I really have to wonder what this means for the next city election, what it means for the city council, who will be mayor after Brandon Johnson, who tried to increase taxes on property homeowners. Now guess what he's trying to do? Increase taxes on booze, alcohol. Call out these politicians. Call out these sycophants of the Vote Blue No Matter sphere. And I'm glad that Jamal Green called out Roland Martin and all these other jagoffs because they got to be called out. They have to be addressed. I am done. I am tired of seeing these people hold up the Democrat banner and say, oh, we're the better choice when they offer nothing in return. Now's the time to step up and be aggressive and keep punching. Now's not the time to be like, okay, liberals, let's bring you back in. No, liberals. You don't get the command anymore. You had your time and you crapped yourself. And we're all laughing at you. All of you. Because at the end of the day, you get paid. You get paid money. You're a mercenary. And you have no integrity. So shout out to Jamal Green. Keep at it. Looking to invite him back on the show again because, folks, Chicago will be potentially a battleground in 2027. So tune in to Hardlands Media for that.
If you fool me once, it's because I didn't think a guard was needed. If you fool me twice, it's because I didn't learn the lesson, so it bears repeating. If you try the same play 3 times running, it's because you know what's coming, and you didn't come to lead, you came to purposefully be misleading. Democracy is dry, it's been a century bleeding. The husk is gaping open to the sky, out in the field where all the sheep just keep on circling and worrying and bleeding. They're waiting for the shepherd that they've tried to hide their faith in, but he's so appealing. They'd gladly give their fleece. It's such a freeing feeling that even when he leads them to the ledge and starts to urge them on, they're positively beaming. They were told that they were on their way to save democracy, so even as they plummet, they just gloat. They don't consider screaming. And halfway up the cliff, the shepherd's cozy little mittens wrap around the staff of shattered human hopes on which he's leaning. He shows the gentle grin that used to stir your inner spark, and he says, not me, us, as he gestures to the oligarchs. He knows that if he runs, they're going to stop him like a stolen car. And he'll easily surrender because it bought a lot of time for laying mines in all the grassroots. Suddenly, the tiniest of movements gets you blown apart. Suddenly, you're in a play that's set on an election day and voting for the fire, unaware you're playing Joan of Arc. Suddenly, the shepherd pulls the rug and slips a hood across your clueless mug and everything goes zero dark. I'm gonna warn you once more before it's 2024 and you fuck around and find out who your heroes are. To take a step back from the herd and you'll learn that you can spot who all the shearers are. If you really want to know the product that they're selling, I can take you where the mirrors are. If you think your voice is finally ready, I can tell you where the lyrics are. I hid them in a box I had to bury neath the cobble when they carpet bombed the promenade and raided all the street bazaars. Now all we've got's the marketplace, and you're too broke to even bother asking what the options for your treatment are. Suddenly, the raw debris of homeless human dignity will find it has 100 teeth for every badge and sweeper's arm. Suddenly, they speak in solidarity and each is armed. Suddenly, the sheep can see the shepherd for his truest form and all pitch in at once to help him buy the farm. And now it's zero dark, and all is calm and peaceful save the distant wail of sirens that approach beside the flames of dawn. Suddenly, the carrot's just a string that's on a stick, and all your movements make you sick because the prize is gone. Now, we could go and flee into the forest low and meek, or we can exercise our right to feast and go and graze on Biden's lawn. Because he's been sowing seeds that seep a toxin out to sap a bit from each of us and keep on leaching decades after Biden's gone. So regardless who they summon out of hell to come and do the job, it will not feel like Biden's gone. But in that time of hopelessness, you cannot trust the shepherd when he once again comes asking you to humor him his siren song. And it's cute that you can innocently, honestly assume that's just a symptom of a system that was wired wrong, and not the standard feature, basic function, primary objective of a mass hypnosis firebomb. You don't need to know the words to cry along. Someday it'll hit you like an officer who pistol whipped their ride along. Broke his jaw and kept his job and kept it moving right along. That voting isn't red or blue or black or white or right or wrong. Voting's like a firing squad where you can choose the firearm. It's slow extinction by and large. It's Super Tuesday supercharged. It's all your futures, roots and all, just tossed out on a garbage barge. It's everybody dropping out to push the biggest oligarch. It's everybody voting fire, registered as Joan of Arc.